Well, we are ready for the feature game for the afternoon. It's going to be Sandy Point coming up against Bath United. And Bath United has made some waves in the Premier Division. That's coach Alex Claxton. And the other officials going out. The teams should be out shortly. Well, it looks as if the teams are making their grand entrance just about now. It's going to be Sandy Point coming up against Bath United. Should be a pretty interesting game. I think the Sandy Point team is coached by Ambassador Kenny Douglas. And of course the Bath United team by the long-serving coach Alex Claxton. So the referee and his assistants just waiting for the musical prelude, and they'll be marching on to the field of play. This much anticipated game. Not a big crowd in by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to be a noisy, supportive Bath contingent. I could tell you that. Bath will be supporting to the fullest. A bit of a hush here at the Mondo as the officials make their way onto the field of play. I believe that the Bath team is the team in the orange and white, and the Sandy Point team would be the team in brown, almost looking pretty military. That's the word I was looking for. Not quite Boy Scouts, but almost like an army, really. So it would be the Sandy Point Army. So, players officially meeting each other. The Bath team immediately in a bit of a huddle. The Sandy Point team making sure they're getting a bit warm. But Bath starting the proceedings apparently with a word of prayer. And of course that booster chant. And then they'll be ready to go. Sandy Point now getting into a huddle of their own. And the action should be starting shortly. The referee's assistants, of course, they have to make sure that everything is okay with the net and so forth and so on. Sandy Point, they would have already done their little bit of a booster chant as well, and they're ready to go. And Sandy Point is gonna have a first touch of the ball. And any competition between Sknfa and Nevis normally excites the crowds on hand. Good strong kick going forward, nicely headed by the Bath defender. Now Sandy Point making some waves, but Bath chips it out, nicely chested by Bath. Nice work here by Bath, controlling on the left flank. Somebody's screaming for a touch on the hand. The referee blew a late whistle, but he would have seen it, I would assume. And so it's going to be a free kick, early o'clock for the Sandy Point team. Goalies encourage him to take his time. Number 15 is going to take that kick. I think he's going to try to go as close to the goal as possible. So let's see. It has to be a powerful right boot. It's a low flat kick. Nicely intercepted there by Bath. The goalkeeper says, no, I'm disappointed with that. Bath now trying to make some waves. Taken away now by Sandy Point. Sandy Point still with the ball. Sandy Point on the right flank. Sandy Point drives. Intercepted by Bath. They're calling for another handball. There was no whistle on this occasion. Bath trying to turn. Gets it now and drives wide on the right flank. The man is running through. Could be some pressure here, but he tips it out. The Sandy Point player. He realized they were under pressure and he decided that he was going to boot it out of touch. So the goalkeeper directing traffic in terms of the assistance he wants in that box. It's a crucial opportunity here for Bath. And Bath will be looking right away to try to put this one in. Very early in the half, pressure on Sandy Point. Low flat kick, not the best of kicks. Sandy Point gets a touch. Bath pushes away. He's going to try to drive from there maybe. He has the space. He gives a low flat kick and still short passes. And he goes down. The referee says, yes, I saw that. So it's going to be a free kick from pretty close range. Man went down. He went down hard too. So it's a free kick from close range, more dangerous than a corner kick. Well, the corner kick didn't work. So let's see if the free kick works. And we see the wall formation here by the Sandy Point team. Well, they've been asked to come back. They have to go back by the referee. Lots of talk, lots of chatter. Well, let's see what happens here. I think it's going to be a curve ball. Whatever happens, it's going to be a curve ball. It's going to be a left booter. Here goes. Too high, too hard. Over the crossbar. So it's a goal kick now for the Sandy Point team. Number 3 will take it. Nice strong kick that's a nice kick. Headed there by the Sandy Point defender. Well, forward I should say. And then Bath got the touch and the Sandy Point player decides to knock it out of touch. And we see the ball girls in operation today. Yesterday the teams didn't have any assistance. Today they do. Trying to work the left flank, trying to pass it through, trying to go through, trying to go through, trying to go through. Here's a chance. Here's a chance. Oh, well defended there by Sandy Point. Bath was applying some serious pressure there. Now heads go up, man goes down, no whistle. Bath coming away with it, but Bath falls over. There's no whistle. Sandy Point going away with it. Sandy Point falls over. Bath defends stoutly. Bath goes on to the left flank. Whistle goes. Man is down. So right away, the referee realizes that he's going to have a pretty fast-paced game here. And he'll have to be on his P's and Q's with these players. So, kicked out there by the Sandy Point defender. Very aggressively kicked out too. With some venom there. Deciding right away they weren't getting any closer. Headed there. Goalkeeper is shouting his encouragement. Well, trying to shake that man. He does. Passes off nicely. Defended stoutly. Sandy Point comes away with it. Does he? Yes, he shakes one. He shakes two. And drives it now. Gets into the center of the field. But Bath, it is going away on the right flank. He's going to be challenged. He's still rushing through. Passes off on the right flank and stopped for the moment. He still has the ball. He passes off. It goes off the defender for Sandy Point. It's going to be a throw-in. Fast-paced game. So the military looking brown team, Sandy Point, playing aggressive ball. Bath also playing aggressive ball. And here's a flowing for Bath. Let's see if it's a strong flowing. Yes, it's a pretty strong flowing. Head there, head there, head there. It's in that danger area. It's in that danger area. It's off the foot of who? Let's see what the referee rules. Maybe it's a corner kick. I think it is a corner kick. It's a corner kick. More pressure being applied here by Bath. He's going to try a left booter this time. There's the kick. It goes wider. Too hard, I think. He can't keep it in. It goes out. So it's going to be a goal kick for Sandy Point. The referee is ruling that it's a flow. Goalkeeper seemed a little bit disappointed. And some of the other players seem to be very disappointed with that call. Referee has ruled. He says it's a flow. And so they don't like that. They wanted a kick so they could clear that area. So he's still in that danger area. Where does he throw it? He wants to get out. Forward is the call. Headed there. Kicked out. So it's going to be another throwing. This time by the Bath team. Knocked out once more. So Bath applying pressure, getting closer. So it's going to be a throw-in. He goes towards his teammate. He's going to drive from there. Gets it into the tummy of the Sandy Point player. He drives. He's going to try to turn. He goes down. The whistle goes. Let's see if they'll win a free kick, maybe. Might just win a free kick here. So Sandy Point could apply some pressure now with a free kick of their own. So the Bath defense will have now to find the wall and hope that it's a strong wall. Here goes, he drives. It's a good kick, but the direction a bit lacking. It's right in front. The goal, the danger cleared for the moment. Can Bath keep it in? He keeps it in. He's trying to run the left flank. Shakes one, passes it off. He keeps it in. Fighting for ball control. Knocks it through his feet. Stopped for the moment by Bath. Quick exchanges. Pushes him down. Comes away with it. Bath trying to turn. Tries to push it through the foot of the player. He's still with the ball. Now he's going to do what? He swings it. The goalkeeper grabs onto it. It was a good attempt. Nobody there to really jam it home. The goalkeeper was able to latch onto it. Now he drives into the goal kick. Pushed forward by the Bath player. And too hard. No, it has been kept in. That's good work there. That's good work there. Man goes down, and I think Bath has won the ball. So the referee has gone right on the spot and indicating that it is Bath's ball. Sandy Point again under pressure here. So let's see how this one works out. Pressure on the Bath, well, on the Sandy Point goal. Now those players at the top, they have to come back in line with the referee. So let's see how this kick is taken. Goalkeeper on the edge. Looking a bit nervous here. Whistle goes. Chips it. Oh, headed it, but into the side of the goal. The net shook, but it was not in. So number 3 is going to take the goal kick now. Nice game being set up here because both teams playing very aggressive football. Sandy Point drives into it now. Headed by the Sandy Point player. Sandy Point still with the touch. Sandy Point still with the touch. Taken away by Bath. Still Bath on the touch. Bath with the touch. Bath passes off. Still Bath passes back. He's trying to run the right flank now. He drives into it. Anybody home? Too hard. And those short passes, I'm not really a fan of them. Danger cleared for the moment. Headed in by the Bath player. Bath on the right flank. Bath now going more center. Bath more center. Trying to set up some short plays here. Doesn't have the room. Here's a possible chance. He drives. The goalkeeper does well. Goes in! Bath has scored! Bath has scored. You could hear the crowd. The man was in the right place at the right time because the goalkeeper didn't hang on to it first time up. So there was a bit of a rebound, and there was that man latching onto it and slamming it home. So Bath 1, Sandy Point 0. Crowd buzzed for that one. Sandy Point would want to come back and come back quickly. They're under pressure once more in that danger area. Bath. No, Sandy Point setting up the play nicely. Sandy Point nicely stopped by. Well, it was nicely stopped by the Bath player, but there was a whistle. Some kind of contact made, and it's against Bath, so it's going to be Sandy Point's ball. So Sandy Point with a free kick. Decides not to go hard. Player didn't control first time up, but he goes hard now. This is a good cross. They're appealing for something. The referee says no. Probably a foul. The referee says no. But it's still with Sandy Point. Taken off him by the Bath player. Ball is still in play. And Sandy Point with the touch. Passes off. Short passes. Bath though is getting into the mix. Bath into the mix. Bath into the mix. Pushes off. Man trying to control. And well, that Sandy Point player. Sandy Point player running the line, running the line, running the line, running the line. Whose ball? Well, after all of that, it's Bath's ball. So let's see how Bath handles this. It looks as if it's going to be a throwing. And it looks as if it's going to be a strong one too, because he's off the long run. That's a strong throw. That's a strong throw. Wow. Wow. It went right on top of the net and, well, saved the day there. That was close. Good effort there by the Bath player. Tried a bicycle. Nice strong goal kick that. Bath with the head. Bath with the touch. Bath with the touch. Bath with the touch. The goalkeeper is screaming to his players. Trying to run through here. Taken away by the Sandy Point defender. Sandy Point now on the left flank. Passes away nicely. More in the center of the field. Bath getting a bit of a head on it. Defending stoutly. Bath defending stoutly. The ball is out of play. Here's the throw in. So drives into it and passes more on the left flank. Sandy Point under pressure. Sandy Point under pressure. Tries to clear it and knocks it out of touch. Well, I think it's still in touch. He decides to go to his goalkeeper, who can't hold it, and clears the danger. But Sandy Point applying pressure at the top. Sandy Point still applying pressure. Sandy Point stringing up some short plays. He drives, but he drives too hard, and it goes way over the crossbar. Play continues without missing a heartbeat, really. Sandy Point still seem to be running better plays in the last 3 minutes or so. And nice work there, but intercepted by Bath. And no rushing flow on that player. Number 14 had a lot of space. And picks out the wrong man. Poor pass that time by the Sandy Point player. Now he's trying to turn. He's trying to run through on the left flank. The man is rushing through. The man is rushing through. He drives and too hard. He pushed that boot, number 3, but It was a good cross. He applauds it, but he just couldn't get his boot on it. I think once he had gotten his boot on it, it would have gone in. But it was too hard. It was past his boot quickly. Here's the throwing. Powerful throwing by the Sandy Point player. Ball goes out. So let's see. It's going to be Bart's throwing now. Taken very quickly. Bart controlled, knocked back to the man on the right flank. How does he handle this? He goes for the flat kick. He's still rushing through. He's still rushing through. He's still rushing through. He's still rushing through. And off the Sandy Point player, he's trying to run the line. Pass is still in play. Still in play. He decides to clear. And that's a poor kick on that occasion. As they would say, foot pin on wrong. He just kicked it right out of the area. Goalkeeper is saying we're standing up. It means that they're just not moving well. Throwing now for Bath. Could be more danger here. And off the head of the Bath player, so it goes out. No, it was off the head of the Sandy Point player. So it's going to be a corner kick. More pressure on Sandy Point here. The military looking team under some pressure here. Already behind the 8 ball, 1 goal for Bath. The referee very quickly in there, shouting his instructions. So it's going to be a corner kick for Bath. Here's the corner kick. The goalkeeper gets a hand to it and finally off the chest of one of his defenders and then rolls on it, holds onto it, rolls it out. Now again, those are probably not the best plays in the world because he's still in that danger area. And the ball goes out. Let's see both teams calling for the ball. The referee says it's Sandy Point's ball. Good throwing. Bart gets a boot to it. They're going to get a closer throw. So Sandy Point getting closer here. This could be interesting. Here is the throw. Good strong throw. Bath. They're appealing for something. Sandy Point has won something. I think it's going to be a free kick. It's certainly not in the penalty area. But it's a free kick from close range. And if they ever had a chance, this is it to equalize. They were appealing for that. They got it. They have won the call. And this could be interesting. So it's going to be a free kick for Sandy Point. No, it's going to be a penalty. A penalty has been awarded. I just realized a penalty has been awarded. So Sandy Point has a chance here to equalize. And it's gone in. So it's 1 goal all. Penalty taken by Sandy Point, and he has scored. 1 goal all. Alex Claxton normally looks pretty cool, pretty unflustered. He just turned around, did a bit of a warm-up, and turns back towards the play. Here goes now. Chips it forward and headed out there by Sandy Point. So here's the throwing once more. Sandy Point. Well, that's Bath getting a kick. And the ball boy goes chasing after it. So Bath with the touch. Trying to run the left flank. Let's see how he handles this. He drives. Sandy Point heads. And Sandy Point with the touch. Sandy Point pushes it through the legs of the Bath player. And Bath defending stoutly. Bath still with the touch. Bath trying to keep them out of that area. Now he needs to clear that area. Passes it straight to the Sandy Point player. That would be disappointing. Sandy Point pushes off hard. The goalkeeper is under pressure here. And they are appealing again for something. There's no whistle by the referee. And it looks as if Sandy Point is mainly looking for penalties here. But Bath is looking to score outside of penalties. On the right flank he goes. There's a cross. He decides to boot it out hard. The Sandy Point player says, no, I'm not going to let you get any closer. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Bath United team. So here's the throw-in. Man is down for the moment. Referee is calling for the physio. Well, it's more than a physio. Bath United is very privileged to have Dr. Liebert as the doctor for the team. So very few teams will have a qualified doctor on their bench. The goalkeeper giving instructions saying mark a man, because his goal is under pressure once more. And the instruction is he move, you move. Stick with him. So let's see. It's going to be a throw-in. It's not a kick, it's a throw-in, but those throw-ins can be pretty powerful. They can get right in front of the goal. Players are jostling one another here because it's all the referee says I don't like that. But the whistle goes now. Here's the throw-in. It's a good throw-in. Heads go up. Bath trying to control. Bath with the touch. Here's the goalkeeper goes up and holds on to it. That was a good bit of interception there by the goalie. I don't think he intentionally released that ball. I think he got out of his hand. And Bath now coming back immediately on the left flank. Drives. Can he control? He doesn't control too well, but he's being pressured now. He's being pressured. Calls for it. Passes back. No, he can't drive from there. He drives. Goalkeeper is right there. It's a good shot. And good interception there by the goalkeeper. He was right in spot. Moving nicely and grabbed onto it with both gloves. So he has been under some pressure. That's a powerful goal kick. That's a strong goal kick way up towards the top. And the referee gets out of the way. As Bart is trying to run the right flank here. Pushes off nicely, but Sandy Point gets in the mix. Passes off to his teammate who is being pressured. But still, Sandy Point passes back now. He drives hard, trying to clear that area. And on the left flank, it's going to be Sandy Point, and the ball goes out. It's going to be a throw-in now for Bath, taken very quickly. So Bath trying to hook his way through, passes off nicely, drives. He decided to go center of the field, not handled well by the Sandy Point player. Bath comes over with it, trying to push through here. He turns, hooks one, pushes through. This could be interesting. Here's a possible chance. Here's a possible chance. Here's a possible chance. He drives, and the ball goes out. Here it goes now. He drives into it. Good strong kick that. Goalkeeper is under pressure. Grabs onto it. So the Bath goalie grabbing onto that one, rolls it out. Again, I'm not too happy. Well, there's a player down in the meantime. And it looks like a Sandy Point player is down this time around. Right away. The men in black. The physio officials for the Sandy Point team, they're out quickly. So after all of that drama, Bath now with a good drive. Headed nicely there by the Sandy Point defender. So Sandy Point with the touch. Bath right on top of things. Sandy Point being pressured. Sandy Point player drives nicely. Bath got a touch. Exchange between players. Bath comes over with it. Can he drive from there? Doesn't have the space. Another player for Bath somehow gets it. He's getting closer. He's getting closer. The goalkeeper grabs onto it. Country above self. Number 3 was rushing through for a bubble, but there was none. And he held on to that, the goalie. No, that's good pressure being applied by number 3. And because of that pressure being applied, he lost direction. Rushing through, taken off him there and knocked out. Goalkeeper is shouting his instructions, realizing that that's a push, that's a deliberate push. And it's going to go out. So more pressure on the Bath, on the Sandy Point goal. Somebody is advised in penalty spot. It's a corner kick, but he's been advised to drop it in the penalty spot. So whether he goes wide or close, ball was loose, and the player went after it with a vengeance there, putting his life on the limb. I could tell you that defender must have damaged himself somehow. Looked at his arm and somehow saved the day for his team. It was a good kick too. Sandy Point on the offensive. Sandy Point on the offensive. Sandy Point on the offensive. Goalkeeper hangs on to it. Bat was pressured there, but good work by the goalie. Grabs onto it. So here goes. Oh, the goalkeeper is going to get there first. Again, he grabs it and then lies down on it virtually, as if to say, well, you'd have to kill me to get this. Goal kick taken. So Sandy Point with the touch. Bat comes over with it though. And the player has been pushed down. There's a whistle, but I think the whistle went before the push. So again, the goalie giving directions, because it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick for Bath. This could be interesting. How is it handled? Yeah, heads go up and out it goes. Lacking in direction on that occasion. I'm really surprised I haven't heard Paulette's voice for the night. She's one of Bath's #1 supporters. But here goes now. Sandy Point in Brown. Passes off, he falls over it. Does the Bath player. Manages to pass it off though. Lots of buzzing out there, lots of chatter. And he decides to, well, he was trying to kick it up on the left flank, but lacking in direction, knocked it out. So it's going to be a throw in now for Bath. 1 goal all is the score. Good work there by Sandy Point, keeping it out. Another throw in. Again, he keeps it out. So his intention is to keep them out. You're not going to get any closer. So the intention is clear. Once I throw them here, I get my boot to it, I'm going to kick it out. Again, I think he has done it again. So the goalkeeper is saying, no, I don't like that, correct that. I want you to keep it in play. Now he drives it. Bath with the touch, a little bit of a bungle. Hooks one, he drives, he goes onto the right flank. Chested, controlled, knocks it into the player, maybe deliberately so, because Bath would win the flooring. Maybe he deliberately kicked it into him. And so Bath will get the flooring now. He's going to drive from there, I believe. I think so. Too hard and too high. Nice strong kick, goal kick there by Sandy Point. Bath getting the touch. Bath trying to control. Sandy Point got ahead to it. Ball goes out. It's going to be a flooring for Bath. Trying to turn. Bath with the touch. Bath pushes forward. Number 3 on the ball. Number 3 looking for some help. He gets it. Hooks one. He drives. Anybody home? Oh, got it on the body, but just hit him too hard and he couldn't control it. The goalkeeper was able to latch onto it. One of those short passes, and he latches onto it quickly, clears the danger, and player goes down. I don't think that was intentional. The referee's whistle went though. And they're arguing about the call because I think the referee has awarded the ball to Bath, and it looks as if the players for Sandy Point not very happy with that call because their player is down. But after all of that, it looks as if it's going to be Bath's ball. Sandy Point already putting their defensive plan into action, even though they were not happy with the call. But the physio making sure that the play is okay. So it's going to be a free kick for Bath. My mind tells me it's going to try to go straight to goal. Last couple of times they've been too high, too hard. How is this one going to be handled? He chips it. Anybody home? It's the upright, it's the crossbar to the gone in. Bath has scored. Pressure on the goalie there on that occasion. And Bath has scored. Make that 2. The crowd roared for that. So that's 2-1. Bath has scored. And it's 2-1. Pressure brought to bear there. The goalkeeper just couldn't deal with that one. And he would be a little disappointed, but serious pressure brought to bear there. Now the action continues. Number 15 for Sandy Point, rushing through, trying to make a quick response for Sandy Point. They're definitely showing some aggression. The ball has been knocked out. Goalkeeper shouting his instructions. Good touch there, but not controlled by Bath. Sandy Point making waves. Sandy Point pushes off further on the right flank. The man slides, falls over, and his teammate somehow managed to get the ball back. Passes now to number 15. Sandy Point number 15 decides to run the right flank. Hits it too hard and out. Quick throw in there by Bath. And the referee says, I saw that. Player was going at the ball but kicked the shin of the Sandy Point player. So Sandy Point gets a free kick from pretty far range. So normally this isn't a lot of pressure, but anything could give really if there's a mistake. Once there's an error, anything can give if it's a good kick. No, he decides to go low and flat on the left flank. He's going to peel off the left booter now. And the ball has been knocked out. Again, those short passes. Not my favorite really. But the danger has been cleared. As a matter of fact, they're applying pressure here. The goalkeeper is there though. seemed pretty cool. He was being pressured, but he somehow looked pretty cool in controlling it. Sandy Point making waves again. Player goes down, and Bath has won that one. Somebody says lad. Looks like if it's a Sandy Point player, well, official who is saying lad, so if he disagrees with the call. So it's going to be a free kick now for Bath. Here's the kick. He decides to go for the short pass. He decides to go for the left flank. And Sandy Point heads it out. So the goalkeeper giving instructions, telling the players who are unmarked at any particular time. Can he control? Trying to push forward now. Well, it has been knocked out of touch. Aggressive playing there by the Sandy Point player. Here's the throw-in. Quickly knocked away by the Sandy Point player. Bart rushing through, but stopped by Sandy Point. Bart still with a touch. He has a free wheel, and he peels off a right booter, but lacking direction there. Alex Staxton, he just always seems to be cool, calm, and collected, despite the pressure on the field. Right now he's leading 2-1, but that's a very slender lead. Just takes one error here on the left flank. Rushing through here is Sandy Point on the left flank, being challenged. And Bath tips it away, but it's still going to be Sandy Point. No, goes out. Somebody's asking for a big throw. They want that ball down into, well, he makes it a small throw, really. Now he's getting it into that danger area, but defended stoutly there by Bath. Bath with the setup here, trying to rush through. Nicely defended there by Sandy Point. Sandy Point defending stoutly. Now Sandy Point trying to go on the offensive. Sandy Point going on the offensive, but Bath again gets the touch. Bath rushing on to the right flank here. Bath goes back into the center. Man is down, but there's a man on the left flank who takes it. How does he handle it? Passes back to the center. He passes back to the man on the left flank. He drives, and just somehow, I think it was accidental, but you'll have to say it was a good play by number 3. He got a boot to it and guided it towards the goalie, who was in the right place at the right time and held on to it. Rolls it out now to number 14. Short pass. And so he drives a low flat kick. Bath didn't control for any length of time. Now Bath keeps it in play, and now it goes out. Here's a throw-in for Sandy Point. Good strong throw-in, but it's running the line and the ball has been knocked out, and it's going to be Bath's ball. The goalkeeper is asking his teammates to lift up their heads. I think he's trying to indicate y'all are drooping, guys. Y'all are lacking in something here. Need you to look alive. And so Bath applying more pressure at this point of the game. Referee gets out of the way quickly. Bath goes onto the right flank. He's rushing through. How quick is he? He has to cross. Good work there by the Sandy Point player. He got his foot to it. And they have won a corner. Looks as if a couple of players are down. Referee is by 1. And there's another one down here. So is that a bad player down over there? I think there's a bad player down. So different physios going to different players. So 1 down for Sandy Point, 1 down for Bath. Dr. Libert is there. And it's going to be a corner kick after all of that. Well, I think that's Coach Ambassador Kenny Douglas. One of the players is off as well. So here's the corner kick. Too hard. And that's the halftime whistle. So it's halftime. 2 goals to 1 is the score. Bath leading for the moment. 2 goals to 1. Second half in motion. Bath with the immediate touch. Sandy Point takes it away. Bath trying to defend. Sandy Point still with the touch. Bath still with the touch. Passes off now. Trying to push forward. Trying to be aggressive very early in this half. Traps it but not controlling. Sandy Point chips forward. Defender for Bath getting into play. Well, well, Algie Newton being tripped over, and so Bath's ball. So, man on is the call. Has to clear that area. Stopping too long, I believe. Really stayed a bit too long, but he drives into it now. Uptown, the goalkeeper is coming out. He's in control. Got there very quickly. Rolls it out again. Not the best of play. Still in his danger area, but they're passing it around. Still passing it around. Taken off him by the Bath player. Bath now trying to set up the play, but Sandy Point comes over with it. Sandy Point now trying to turn and tripped over. The whistle goes. Well, the physios for the Sandy Point team, they've had a lot of work to do. So too, Dr. Liebert for Bath. Well, that's certainly not good news. Looks like a stretcher has been wheeled on onto the field of play. And looks as if the player would be stretchered off. So it looks as if Sandy Point has lost a player for the meantime. And after all of that, it's going to be a free kick for Sandy Point. Depends on how he handles it. It could be dangerous. Put pressure on the Bath goal. How does he deal with it? Will he drive hard towards the goal? He's trying exactly that. This is pressure here for Bath. Well intercepted there by the goalie Hakeem Harvey. And decides to roll it out. Again, not my favorite play. But he has a lot of space. Playing around with the ball too long, I thought. Passes off now. Nobody pressuring the man, so that's not good work by Sandy Point. Somebody should be applying pressure. Man has a lot of space playing with. Finally passes off again. And again they're unmarked. Nobody pressuring them. Sandy Point needs to apply some pressure. Finally they try. The ball has been passed off and the whistle goes. So it's going to be another kick for Sandy Point. And I think they're going to try exactly what they tried the last time. Try to get it close to the penalty area. Oh no, this time he goes for the short pass. Now he goes for the big kick. Headed there nicely by the Bath defender. Tries to keep it in but fails. It goes out. It's going to be a flowing from closer range for Sandy Point. They will love that. Taken very quickly too. And he touched it out, the Sandy Point player. So Myers it is. Passes off now on the right flank. Passes back to Myers. Myers being asked to go forward. Goes onto the left flank, and now let's see how he handles it. Good drive up top. Bath getting into the mix, but Sandy Point gets a head on it and it goes out. So it's going to be a throw in for Bath. Quickly taken two. Now Bath making waves. And Sandy Point defending stoutly. So Sandy Point comes over with it. Sandy Point still with the touch. Sandy Point trying to shake that man. Moving nicely. Going forward now. But Bath's defender gets into the mix. Bath now on the right flank on the offensive. Bath chips it nicely. The man is still there. Getting a touch. Trying to shake that man. Oh, he has been held and pulled. Held and pulled. My goodness. He actually held him and pulled him down. And I think a card might be issued here. So the referee is going to have a word with him. I think he's trying to say guilty with explanation, but I don't see how he could wiggle out of that. I'm surprised a card wasn't issued. But after all of that, it's going to be Bart's free kick. So pressure being applied now on Sandy Point. Goalkeeper shouting his instructions, trying to get the wall formation in position. Now this could be pretty interesting. It's pressure back on Sandy Point. Let's see how he handles it. A lot depends on the kick, and then where it lands and how the players for Bath, if they can get access to it. Let's see what happens. The crowd waits in anticipation. The referee gives indication that he could peel off that right booter. Where does it land, folks? Where does it land? Nicely defended there by the Sandy Point player, and they've won a corner kick. It's a throwing. It's a good strong throwing too. And oh, he peels off. That's not good. He just jammed into it. Hard left footer way over the crossbar. Goalkeeper with the short pass, putting pressure on himself once more. But Sandy Point still with the touch. Bart trying to apply pressure, being aggressive. Heads it nicely. Bart with the touch. Sandy Point with the touch. Somewhere in front in there in the penalty spot area. And well, exchanges. Bart with the touch. Passes further on the left flank. Being pressured. Coming forward. Lots of exchanges right in that danger area. Sandy Point trying to clear the danger. Sandy Point with the touch. Sandy Point finally clears the danger. Sandy Point trying to go on the offensive, fails because Bath gets into the mix. Bath now with the space. Anybody home? He has a chance. No, he falls over. Just couldn't control it. He's still with the ball though. Boots off a right boot. Anybody home? Nobody home. So Sandy Point comes away with it now. Sandy Point with the touch. Sandy Point now. Bat gets it back. He's gonna drive. He drives. They're way off course. So it's gonna be a goal kick for Sandy Point. Here's the goal kick for Sandy Point. Chips it. Bat trying to go forward, being pressured. He drives. Anybody home? Right in front of the goal. And well, the goalkeeper rushed across and he peeled off right boot and it went wide of him, wide of the upright, out it went. So it's going to be a goal kick. Sandy Point under some pressure still. It's going to be a goal kick now. Goalkeeper getting some assistance from one of his backs. Good strong kick that. Defenders for Bath, defending stoutly. Ball has been knocked out. So it's going to be a throw-in now for the Sandy Point team. And Looks as if it's going to be a pretty strong one. Good strong throw. Headed away by Bath. Now headed by the Sandy Point player, aiding the Bath player in the process. Now goes onto the left flank. Sliding tackle, but he beats that tackle. And the defender for Sandy Point emphatically kicks it out. So it's going to be a throwing now for Bath. Good strong throwing. Sandy Point. Well, Bath has lost it, so it's going to be Sandy Point's ball. Passing it around. Needs to clear that area. Trying to now. Stopped by the Bath player, but just for a moment. Stopped by the Bath player. Taken away by Bath. Bath going forward on the right flank. Bath making waves. He has to cross. He is trying to find space to cross. Passes back to his teammate. He's trying. Well, no, he passes back still. They apparently don't have the space. And will lose it eventually. No, still with Bath. Knocks it center of the. Here's a possible drive. No, he drives. Anybody home? He allows it to land. Referee says no. It's going to be Sandy Point's ball. So, chested there by the Sandy Point player. Bath, however, comes away with it. Bath setting up the play going forward. Bath setting up the play going forward. Bath creating a buzz here. Goes wide on the right flank. Bath still creating a buzz. Bath pushes it. Headed there by the Sandy Point player and knocked out. Here's a throwing. And referee has blown the whistle. Apparently he wasn't ready. So says I had to give the indication. Now the indication has been given. Here's the throw in. Sandy Point gets to it. Sandy Point kicks it out. Here's another throw in for Bath. Unmarked and all. Have a lot of space to play with. Will he drive from there? He has space. Passes it around. He drives. Low flat kick. Passes wide on the right flank. Bath trying to set up the play here. Being heavily marked now. Bath still with the touch. Bath passes off quickly. Can he turn? He doesn't have the space. He's fighting for space. He's fighting for space. Drives. Defended stoutly there by Sandy Point. And the ball has been knocked out. So I could tell you that the referee has to be pretty fit. And he has the split seconds to make that call. So he has to be very alert. Sometimes some of his calls wouldn't be too favorably accepted. Now Sandy Point applying pressure, but goalkeeper Hakeem Harvey waited a bit too late, I thought. And well, still with Bath. Bath clears the danger. But I thought Hakeem Harvey waited a little bit too long. And then had to. Well, here's a possible chance here for Bath, but nicely defended there by Sandy Point, clearing the danger for the moment. Bath drives. Anybody home? And man goes down. There's no whistle. Bath still with the ball. Low pass. Can he drives? The goalkeeper is right there and lies down on it, as is his modus operandi. Knocked out of touch. Going to be a throwing now for Sandy Point. A little bit of a buzz in the Sandy Point camp. Headed nicely there by the Bath player. Sandy Point gets into the mix though. Sandy Point will try to drive from there, but yeah, he has some space. He's running through, but Bath, he has some space. But nicely taken there by goalkeeper Hakeem Harvey. Good work that time by the Sandy Point player. And those short passes again. He has to get out of that area though. Passes, and that's not good work. I think it probably went out. The referee's assistant thinks so too. And sometimes maybe it's better for the goalkeeper to get those way upfield. Those short passes sometimes put pressure on himself. That's off the Bath player. maybe not. Bath has won the ball. So there's a throwing for Bath. Myers it is, trying to set up the play. Finally pass it. Oh, he wasn't watching. And clears the danger. Well, it looks as if there's a bit of a tangle here between players. Not good news. Right away, there was a tangle between players. And these players really, some of them really like to fight a little bit too much, I think. Everything is a fight. Might have some yellow cards this year here. Let's see what the referee decides, because players went at each other. Like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, really. One yellow card has been issued. 2 yellow cards have been issued. And so after all of that talking, the referee has issued a yellow card each. Players really had a quick fist at each other there. Not good for football. Well, they say cricket is a gentleman's game. I wonder how you'll describe football. Isn't it supposed to be a gentleman's game as well? There's another whistle by the referee. Let's see, maybe he wasn't quite ready. 2-1 is the score. Goal kick for Sandy Point. Tempers flaring now. So, here's the goal kick. Looks like Alger Newton pushing it nicely. There's another tangle here. And this time the referee awards the ball to Sandy Point. Quick pass off. And still on the right flank for Sandy Point. Man goes down. There's a whistle. Yes, there's a whistle. It's going to be a free kick from closer range. So, for the last few minutes or so, seems as if Sandy Point has been stringing the better plays and applying some pressure now. Trying desperately to equalize. And right now, tempers are flaring. It's a good kick. Nicely headed there by the Bath defender. Sandy Point with the touch. Passes off now. He drives. Nobody there. Sandy Point with the kick. Can he keep it in? He can't. It goes out. There's the throwing to Myers. Somebody was asking him to pass it to his keeper, but Myers has other ideas. Goes uptown. And it's defended nicely there by Sandy Point. And good response there by Alger Newton. Sandy Point now on the offensive. Newton makes him fall. That was great work by Newton. Alger Newton creates a buzz in the crowd as he just dazzled him and he fell over. So now it's back with short exchanges for Bath. Bath stringing up the plays, but Sandy Point defending stoutly. Bath stringing up the plays. Missed there by the Bath player, but it's back with Bath. So, can he drive from there? He has open acreage. He refused to drive. Thought he would have driven from there. He's waiting too long, I thought. Back now with Alger Newton. Still goes further on the left flank. The man is busy. Here's the drive. Here finally. Sandy Point defending stoutly. Sandy Point with the touch. Passes off nicely. Sandy Point with the touch. Trying to run through. Bath gets it now. It looks like Alger Newton. He's going to try and run through. No, he passes off. There's a man stumbling there. And defended stoutly. It's going to be Bath's ball. Is it a penalty? Is it a penalty? Let's see what the call is. The referee has made a call. And let's see what the call is. Well, I think Sandy Point is under some pressure here. I don't think it's a penalty, but it's a free kick from pretty close range. or is it a penalty? Once there's a wall formation, then it isn't a penalty, but it's very close. So there's a wall formation. It's a free kick from very close. No. Can the wall of Sandy Point withstand this? It's going to be a bum. He's going to drive hard. And let's see if Sandy Point's wall is stronger than the wall of Jericho. Here goes. Boom. And the goalkeeper hangs on to it. It came off one of the defenders. So Sandy Point has strong walls. I guess there are stone walls down there in Sandy Point. And he managed to hang on to it. Now, the ball being passed around in that danger area. Sandy Point trying to clear that area now. Bat trying to apply pressure. And the ball has been, well, it's still on the line. Looks as if it's going to be Bat's ball. Going for Bath. And Sandy Point wins the ball. Sandy Point driving now. Looking to nicely headed there. Good defensive work by Newton. He's been playing really well all evening. Sandy Point trying to make waves. Sandy Point passes off. The referee gets out of the way. Sandy Point pushing forward. This is the man gonna control. Headed nicely there by Bath. And quick exchanges. The referee whistle goes. Referee says it's Bath's ball. The Sandy Point players are not very happy. One of them actually telling the referee something. He might get a yellow card. Has to be careful what you say to the referee. And so it's going to be a kick for Bath. After all of that, it's going to be a kick for Bath. So, even though Bath won the ball, there seemed to be some bit of argument between two of the Bath players. Bath trying to set up the play here. Sandy Point defending stoutly. Bath still with the play. And can't help but remembering one Morel Slibo Newton. Had he been playing here, would have been one of the star players. Morel Slibo Newton of blessed memory. So too Junior Boston Newton, who was also a pretty fancy and good player. So Bart trying to string the plays together, short passes. Bart knocked out there by the Sandy Point player. I don't think there's a lot of time left in this game. And the players at the moment, I think, a little bit tense. Tempers are flaring. So tempers are flaring. The whistle has gone against Bart, so it's going to be Sandy Point's ball. Sandy Point on the right. Well, it looks as if Dr. Libert is escorting the player off. So one player going off for Bath. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Sandy Point team. I don't think a lot of time left in this game. So Sandy Point desperately trying to equalize and even go ahead if they could find the time. Here's pressure. Here's pressure for Bath. But nicely handled there by the Bath defenders. Well, not all the way because Sandy Point has some free space here. Tries to head, but fails to latch onto it. So the danger cleared for the moment. A little bit of a tangle of feet. Well, whose call is that? Well, it was Bath's ball. Passed it off quickly. Taken off him by Sandy Point. Sandy Point making a run through. Bath making sure that he gets in the way. The Sandy Point player saying he was throwing his elbow in my face. So it's going to be Sandy Point's free kick. This could be interesting. Bath defense already doing the formation here, trying to defend that 2-1 lead. So let's see what transpires. So here goes. Here's the kick. It's a good kick. Nicely headed there by the Bath player. Sandy Point now shields it. He's looking for the throw-in. So he's going to get the throw-in here. His teammate says, I'm going to take it. So here's a throw-in. Look at that. Oh, he falls on the concrete. Well. But he's okay. He's a strong guy. He's okay. So the ball being knocked around. I don't know if Bart has decided to try to defend this 1-goal lead, or they have given up on trying to score. But maybe not, because they're pushing forward now. Sandy Point defending stoutly knocks it out. It's going to be a corner kick. So it's going to be a corner kick, and it's going to be taken by Bath. So Bath has another chance to apply some serious pressure here on the Sandy Point goal. So here's the kick. Headed there by the Bath player. Not controlled. He's been heavily challenged now by the Sandy Point players, but he manages to pass off. He drives. This could be interesting. Headed. Can he turn? He drives over the crossbar. The goalkeeper was leaping in the air and maybe got a finger onto it, because it seems as if a corner kick has been awarded, because I think he probably got a touch on it. And it was a good attempt at goal, just a little bit too high. So it's going to be a corner kick for Bath. Corner kick from the other end of the field. So how does this work? A low flat kick headed out by the Sandy Point player. So it's another corner kick for Bath. Let's see how this one works. Sandy Point has cleared the danger for the moment. Bath gets into the mix, passes off to his teammate on the right flank, tries to shake that man. Sandy Point wins the ball. Does he know? Yes, I think he does. The referee has made the call. So it's going to be Sandy Point's ball. It's going to be Sandy Point's kick. And he'll be trying desperately to set up the play for the equalizer. It's a good kick. It's a tremendously good kick. Goalkeeper intercepts nicely. Hangs on to it. Thought about rolling it out. Then decides to do it from the other end. Off the foot of the Sandy Point player. There's the throw. And ball goes out. Don't think there's a lot of time left in this game. And there's a man down. Dr. Leibert has some more work to do. But I think before he got there, the man got on his feet, but he's been asked to go off for attention. Meanwhile, there's a substitution for the Brown team. Sandy Point. 1 subs for the brown team. Big man is on. So it's going to be a flowing now for the Sandy Point team. Drives. Heads go up for Bath. Bath chipping it forward. This could be interesting. The goalkeeper comes out and he's in total control. But back with Sandy Point now. Low flat kick. Oh, tangle of feet there. That's the big man. You don't tangle with a big man like that. I wouldn't tangle with a big man like that. Whoever that player for Bath is, he's brave, because you see a player like that heading for the ball, you just said, take it, bro, take it. That's a big man. But Bath has won a free kick in the process. Low kick, low kick. How does that work? Oh, he has no direction on that at all. The goalkeeper comes out, holds on to it easily. So both teams in these dying moments of this game, not really. I think maybe tiredness. The big man is there again. You don't really want to get too close to that big man. Man goes down and he screamed in agony there. Bathman is down again, and it wasn't the big man. He's all the way up here, number 34. You see him coming, you get out the way. Bats free kick. He goes for goal. He goes for goal. Headed, missed. Out it goes. So it's going to be a goal kick for Sandy Point. 2-1 the score. Minutes running out on this game. Where's the big man? He waits. Headed there by the Bath player. Sandy Point away with it now. Sandy Point with the play. The big man is going to get a touch. Man goes down again. Bath again. Down. And yet again it wasn't the big man. Well, number 34 was way away from that play. Bath with the kick on the right flank, trying to set up the play. Passes off, exchanges. Bath keeps it in play. No flag going up. Bath still in play. Bath still keeping it in play. Being challenged now and thrown asunder. Ball goes out. So it's going to be a flowing now for the Bath team. There's the flowing, good flowing off the heads. Heads go up. Sandy Point defending. The goalkeeper grabs it. Got there quickly, grabbed onto it. Good work on that occasion. He wants to roll it out. Then he realizes that Bath was pressuring him. Kicks it out hard. The big man lost it somehow. Somehow the big man lost it. He's appealing there for the ref. The ref doesn't blow his whistle. Kicks it into the chest of the Bath player, and the ball goes out of touch. So it's going to be a flowing now. It's going to be a flowing for the Sandy Point player. Number 34 seems as if he's burnt out already. He's not as mobile as he was earlier. Now he's running, not too quickly. Myers decides to clear the danger on his own. Too hard, I think. Yes, too hard. So it's going to be a throwing now. There's the throwing. Heads go up. Heads go up. Bath getting the touch. Sandy Point. Bath with the touch. Bath with the pass. See anybody home? Got him! Bath has scored in the dying moments of this game. The goalkeeper left flat-footed, and Bath has scored. Make that 3 goals to 1. And there's some screams from the far end. The crowd buzzed for that. Good setup there, good finish. And Bath has made it 3 goals to 1. And in the process, I think somebody's down, not the goalkeeper, the defender, I think, or maybe a Bath player. I'm not sure. Maybe one of the defenders for Sandy Point, but that was a good goal. 3 goals to 1. I think Bath is safe. Not a lot of time left in this game. Seems as if it was a Bath player down. Dr. Labert was in quickly. 3 goals to 1. Somebody from Bath in the crowd is saying another goal. Do we have time for another goal? I have a sneaking feeling the final whistle will be blown shortly. The big man is on the ball. The big man looks busy. The big man looks busy. He has passed it off nicely. Can Sandy Point come back here? Cross, nice cross. He's gonna. Oh, he tried. Thought he would have headed that. Gonna be Bat's ball. And another Batman is down. Dr. Lambert for one moment there looked as if he's getting a little tired. He has been out there a lot all evening. He has to go out again. Of course, the name Dr. Linton Liebert will be ever written in the history books of Nevis as one of the doctors and maybe the chief surgeon who operated on the famous Bob Marley when he got shot in Jamaica. A successful operation it was too. And that's his son, now an official with the Bath United team. Somebody says 3 more minutes. I thought it was a lot less than that. Myers puts it uptown. Pushes it forward. Bath with the touch. Passing it around. The big man is getting there. Don't get close to the big man. Don't ever get close to the big man. There's the big man. There's the big man running rings around them. And the crowd was buzzing because the big man looked busy. And he really looked energetic and agile on that occasion. So it's going to be a throw in for Bath. Bath trying to run through on the left flank, but the defenders for Sandy Point decide that they're going to kick it out. 3 goals to 1 to score. And it's going to be a throw in for Bath. So, pressure again on the Sandy Point goal. Not the biggest of throws. Drives, defended stoutly there by Sandy Point. Is that the big man? The big man appealing to the referee, says this man was holding me. The referee agrees. And so it's going to be a kick for the Sandy Point team. The kick. Here's a drive. Stopped by number 9. He's not happy with the way he played it. You see the disappointment. Sandy Point turning. Sandy Point chested out maybe. No, he's still in play. Good work there by the Sandy Point player. Tapped away nicely by the Bath defender. Sandy Point gets it again. Sandy Point will drive. No, he knocks it out. But I think he was pushed by the Bath player, so it's going to be Sandy Point's ball. So, Sandy Point still trying to come back in this game. In the dying moments of this game, they're down 3 goals to 1, but they're still showing some fight. Good throw. Goalkeeper is trying to get in position. It's still Sandy Point. It's still Sandy Point. The goalkeeper. Well. Country above self. After he missed it the first time, he leaped and placed his whole body on top of that ball. Saved the day for his team. 3 goals to 1 the score. Too hard and out. I think one of the things they're not taking into consideration is a win factor. Sometimes the win is, but here's a big man. There's a big man looking busy. Here's a big man looking busy. Here's a big man passing off and stopped by the Bath player. But the big man was looking really busy there, I could tell you. When he's ready, I mean, he looks really quick. Here's a throw in. No whistle. They were asking for a whistle. He's still asking for a whistle. They want another penalty. But he's not getting that one. Hakim Harvey is telling him something. Well, so number 9 was asking for the ball and he didn't get it. He was very disappointed. Bart setting up the play. Bart setting up the play. Just a goalkeeper to beat. Oh, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Still up there. Still up there. Still up there. But the defenders for Sandy Point get into the mix and they have cleared the danger. Sandy Point on the offensive now. Where's the big man? Well, here's a run through. Here's a run through. Is it? Still running the line. Still running the line. The ball goes out. And I think he has won the ball. So it's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in for Sandy Point. So pressure on the Bath goalie here. And on the Bath defense. Here's the throw-in. Here's the throw-in. There's the big man. One time attempted. Oh, he latched onto that, but it cleared the crossbar. It was a powerful right booter. One time attempted there by the big man, number 34. And it just went screeching over the crossbar. And that's the final whistle, folks. 3 goals to 1. Bath United has won. And a round of applause around the ground. Cheers for the Bath United team. It has been a hard-fought game. And at the end of it, the shake hands. The shake hands. That's where we're going to leave you from the Nevis Athletic Stadium. Bath United has won over Sandy Point 3 goals to 1.